9 in a row. Hello, Market Club members everywhere. Adam Hewison here, co-founder of Market Club, with your midday market update for Monday, the 30th of July, coming very close to the end of the month. For the past 8 Mondays, the market has closed lower for the day. Is this Monday going to make it 9 in a row? If it is, it'll break a record that was set in 1973. Hard to believe. Hey, last Friday we posted a chart on Market Club on the blog there on the euro, saying that we think it topped out. Today's market action sort of confirms that, and we would not be surprised to see this market on the defensive for the balance of the week. Of course, we have some big reports coming out later this week, but as always, we will rely on our trade triangles to show us the direction. So here we are. We're going to start off with crude oil. And you can see the crude oil. I'm going to just draw some things in what I think kind of interesting on this. We had the crude oil market obviously go from the lower portion of the Donchian trade channel. This trade channel is right here. This is the Donchian trade channel. And it's a really very interesting tool. And it's the Donchian trade channel. And this was developed by Richard Donchian actually in the 40s. And it's really been around for quite a while. So we went from the lower part to the upper part, came back pretty much to the middle of the channel again, went up just to the top, came to the middle. This action here looks to me like we're coming down and we're just rolling over. I'd watch this market very, very carefully, because I think if we go under this low right here, and I think that's going to be around the 87 level, well, I tell you what, let me just take this off the screen. I'll give you an exact level that we're looking at. So if we go around, the low there was actually 89.13. So if we go below 89, I would say that's going to be probably an indication we're going to see this market come back down. The other thing that's interesting is the fact that we are very overbought. Even though we've just came back to about a little more than the midpoint of the channel, I think we could see this market come down and then go down and test the lower level of this Donchian trade channel. So let's see how that plays out. So let me clear the screen again. And let's go to see the, actually before we do that, let's just take a look. We talk every week, we talk about the personal one-on-one Market Club coaching you can receive from us. Is it right for you? Look, the call is free and the consultation is free. You've got nothing to lose, and actually in this case, everything to gain. So give us a call at 877-219-1482. That number again, 877-219-1482. So actually, I don't look upon this as like a commercial. I look upon this as a help you type of situation. So let's go back to our charts and take a look at our next market. And the next market was the S&P 500. Obviously, a couple of things there. We've left the Donchian trade channeling because I think it's a very, very good tool. But you can see every time we've come up to this the top of this Donchian trade channel, every time we've pulled back to the midpoint, to the midpoint, to the midpoint. So I would expect we're going to see this market at least get down to about the 1350, 1360 area, right around here, if we're going to continue this pattern. And the pattern has really been pretty consistent. The other thing to look at here is that we're overbought, like we were here, like we were here, and like we were here. So let's see how this rhythm of the market sort of plays out. And if we're right, we're probably going to see this market move low. And as we said at the top of the hours, basically the market is on a Monday has closed down 8 Mondays in a row. So this would not be out of the question to see this market close lower today and then be on the defensive for the balance of the week. Of course, the end of the week, we've got some big reports coming out. Unemployment, the Fed's reporting, and also the ECB is going to make some announcements. No matter what, who knows what that's going to be. So let's just clear the screen, go to our next market. And the next market we're looking at, of course, is going to be Zynga. Yeah, Zynga. I mean, this market just is at the bottom of the channel. Minus the hundreds, the trade triangles. The trend is down, not looking that good. Interesting enough, Facebook is also negative today. It looked like it tried to make some recovery, but it's down again today. Not looking that good. Again, we don't have that much history on this market, but we traded around 38 to 40 at one time, and now we're at 23. So a lot of people who wanted to get into the super hype of Facebook and all those billions of people have been very disappointed in this market for the time being. So let's go on to our next market. and that's going to be Apple. Apple's actually up today, but look, this market is not, it has a big lawsuit that starts today against Samsung. What happens if they lose this lawsuit? I mean, it's going to make Samsung very, very competitive with Apple. Even though I love Apple and I have all their products, I still think, the competition is what makes the world go around, and people seeing the amount of money Apple's making, they're not going to just not try to compete. They're definitely going to compete, especially someone like Samsung. So let's see how that plays out. But if we look at the Fibonacci level, I'm going to just throw in a Fibonacci line here. We'll take from the highs here down to the recent lows. And this is about a 61.8% retracement. So I would say this area here, we should around the, let's say the 600 to 598 level, I think Apple's going to start to find resistance. So let's see how that plays out. Mixed signals, we are plus 55, indicating a trading range. So that's the thing to look at. So let's go to our next market. I'll take this off again, and let's just go to our next market. Here's the euro. We talked about this on Friday on our blog. We put a blog posting up. You can see the chart we talked about. We said this is a retracement level. We said between the 20, whatever the level was, I don't remember the exact numbers, but right around these levels, I think it was 23.64 was a 50% retracement. And this is, look, this is just getting back to the midpoint of the Donchian trade channel. We talked about this before, how these markets tend to go from the highs to the lows to the midpoints and so on and so forth. So I think this is just a midpoint rally. I think we'll see the market start coming down. We are still targeting, and not to sound like a broken record here, but we're still targeting the 120 to 117 level. So let's see how that plays out. So this is where we're looking for this market. The trend is clearly down on our monthly and the weekly. Only the daily is up, and that's going to give us a 55, meaning currently short term it's a trading range. And right now we're at the midpoint of the trade channel, and also at the highs of the Williams percent R, and I think probably the opportunities of this market is going to continue to go down. So I think if we close below, let's say 122.20 today, I think it's going to be really all over. I think this, I just can't see how, without printing a lot more money, creating a lot more problems, they're kind of kicking the can down yet another road. So let's clear the screen, go to our next market. Got a lot of markets to cover through this because we think there's a lot going on, and we want you to be absolutely up to date with our analysis on MarketClub. So spot gold, again, we've left the Donchian trade channels in. It's kind of interesting to see a plus 60 trading range. And last time we got up to these levels in the gold, we right up here, and we're right up here again. So this is the top of the Donchian channel. You can see this market's just been basically just going sideways. You can see that midpoint of that channel right there. So I think we could come back to certainly the 16, maybe even the 1590 area without too much of a problem. Also, you've got this slightly negative divergence. Remember the divergence we talked about, making new highs here, but the momentum isn't following. I certainly think if we close towards the lows of the day today, that's going to put in a top, and this basically yesterday, meaning Sunday. We trade gold on Sunday. This is a 24-hour market. And this looks like a doji line too, which is another negative in my mind. So let's pay close attention to that market. So let's clear the screen again and go to our next market. And the next market we're looking at is going to be copper. Copper is looking, in my mind, a little dicey here. And let me explain what I mean by dicey. Maybe that's an English word, but it looks to me like a couple of things. Let me just get my tools on. Let me just take the let's just take these off for now. Just keep it simple. So here we are looking at the copper market, and this is what I see. So I see basically a double top right here. Oh, let me go back and change the color of this pen. So I see like a double top right here, a pivot point. We've broken through that level right there. We sort of came back, tested it, and now it looks like we're rolling over to the downside again. So rolling over like this to the downside. Also, you are looking at this market being overbought at the just about the midpoint, which is not necessarily a bullish thing. I think it's more negative. So again, we've got this sort of sideways action. That's kind of like the range we're in right now, 330 to about 355. I think probably going to come down and test the 335 initially, and then maybe the 330 level. So let's see how that plays out. So that's copper. We've got, if we put our trade triangles on there, let's just clear that off for a second, and we put our trade triangles on there, we are looking at, there we go, 85, still a strong downtrend in copper. Nothing to get too excited about buying this market. Really, and it's sort of telling you that things aren't that great in the world of commerce, because copper is definitely a commercial metal used in a lot of construction, used in a lot of other things as well. And if it was so great, the demand would be pushing this market up, and it's not. So let's go to our next market. And the next market we're looking at is silver. Silver actually had a pop today. First time it's sort of woken up out of the stupor that it's been in. And we said that the levels we're looking at, I think it was up to 28.5, is going to be resistance. So even 29.5. But nonetheless, we just popped outside the top upper edge of the Donchian trade channel right here. You can see that. Very similar to what we did here, and I think we'll see this market go down again. I don't think it's quite ready to make a turn. I would rather, to be honest with you, I'd be more bullish if we traded over 30 than where we are right now, but it's just not in the cards in my mind. So let's go to excuse me, the Reuters Jeffrey CRB index. For the first time in 5 days, we've popped over the 300 level. Largely because of what's going on in the grains, and I want to get to that right in just a second. The grain markets are still on fire, so this is reflective in this particular CRB. Commodity Research Bureau's index is actually has a Reuters Jeffries thing in front of it now, but it always used to be the CRB, which is Commodity Research Bureau's index of commodities, and I still think that's the name I'm going to go with. So let's go to our next market. Nasdaq, actually a little bit on the defensive again, where it's sort of at the top end of its Donchian trade channel. The Dow, this is looking a little bit negative in my mind. We jumped outside of the Donchian trade channel. I think we'll come back to the midpoint, which takes it around 12,800. Whether we see that today or not remains to be seen. Well, this week, I should say, not today. But certainly we've had two big days up, and that was on the Mario Draghi statement, and there's really no follow-through today. So let's see how that plays out. But getting back to the grain markets, and this is wheat. Wheat, actually another pop in wheat. We traded over the PSAR, plus 100. Do not be short this market. It's got potentially, we've talked about this all week, about not stepping in front of a locomotive. This is what you're doing with these grain markets right now. No one knows how high they can go. So the reality is they're strong. This is a buy point. If we put our dailies in, you can see, boom, we had a buy right here. And this is on the 27th, which is Friday. And that was at 9.19. It's got like almost 10 cents profit in that already. So again, this is not to be shorted right now. There's no odds there to favor that. Moving along to the corn market, which has a lot of momentum. We're back solidly over the 8.13, over the 8 level, and you can see that we had a buy signal on that on the 29th. Again, a very positive signal indicating that we're going higher. So let's see how that plays out, and we're bullish on this market. You have to remember, corn goes into so much of our food. Almost 70% of the food in America has some sort of form, whether it's corn fructose syrup, corn starch, whatever, filler, whatever it might be. It's a lot of stuff that goes in. Corn goes into a lot of stuff, plus not to mention the biofuels as well. So plus 90, strong upward trend. Don't be short this market. Look at the soybeans. Soybeans is, again, a very strong market, move up. We were strong overnight, and looks like it wants to continue. Again, something to be, just don't be short. That's all I can say. Let's go to the bank stocks, because that's really what we want to look at. The JP Morgan stock is down today. You can see it's down, trading at about 2% lower for the day. But nonetheless, if we close, I would say if we close below 36 today with 36.13, I would say this would be a negative. Top of the channel, remember this top of the channel like here and here. I think we'll see this market go down and test this 33 level again. So let's see how that plays out. Looking at Citi, another big, but this you can see this is really not too exciting for Citi. It's sort of going sideways, and we're at the top of the Williams percent R. I think we could see this market go back down and test the 25 level. That's a 10% move just really, And I think over that level, we're not going to see a lot of upside momentum unless something comes out that's so dramatic. And I just can't see. I think they caught a lot of people short this market, and it pushed the market up on short covering, not new buying. So Bank of America, much the same picture there. In fact, I think it's even weaker because look at the action today. Just really not much going on. And it got out of the channel. It's come back in. I don't think it could even get to its midpoint in the channel, so I think it's going to come back down, and we'll see this market trade under $7 again. So let's go to our next market, this Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is one of the banks we like, but look, every time it gets up towards this level here, and let me just draw that in just so you get an idea. Every time we've been up towards this high end of the range right here, it's come back down. Remember the midpoint we talked about? Right on the midpoint. So let's see how that plays out. And let's see what else we got to look at today. And let's go here. See what we have in our portfolio. Well, we got Goldman, Morgan. Well, let's just go through them right now real fast. Just Morgan Stanley. Again, it looks like it didn't get to the midpoint. It looks like it's a little bit overbought. Maybe I don't know, just can't get excited about this market. I mean, it really isn't. It's not quite there yet. 85 is a downtrend. That's how I look at things. And with the trade trials, this is FAS, which is kind of got beaten up here lately with the banks, but it's towards the lower end of its range and at the bottom end of its Donchian trade channel. I think we'll see a pop in that too when we are oversold. So next and last market is the SDS, which is 2 times short, the ultra short, the S&P 500. You can see that's out of the Donchian trade channel. It's trading around 15 right now, I believe, 14.99, and we're oversold. So I think we'll see this market pop back up and get some momentum. So let's see how things work out. You've got basically a 60, which is a trading range, and we're at the low end of the trading range. I think we'll see a pop on the upside. So, hey, this is Adam Hewison. Don't forget to give us a call. If you haven't called us yet, give us a call. It's a free consultation, and it's a free number to call. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. 877-219-1482. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a great trading day, everyone.